Hi there. Welcome back to Being Your Ray. I don't have a journal entry to talk from today. And as I mentioned, it's going to be a mix of both worlds, journal as well as me speaking whatever comes to my mind in the moment. So, yeah, I was just listening to Moment of Silence podcast, this episode where they talk about live-in relationships. And that's not what I'm going to talk about because I don't have the experience of it, but something that is deeply personal to me and what I wish to bring more of. So, yeah, it's also something I was thinking about yesterday. So, I thought I'll just share it on my channel, and it's going to be a bit biased towards women and might sound like a feminist take or related to women empowerment, but I don't think I am trying to do that. I'm just trying to share my experience and yeah, regardless of it's just because I am a female and I have seen these things in my life being around people. If I was a male, I would have done something differently based on my experience. So, yeah, if I have a personal reason for something, I am going to talk about it. So, yeah, there's that. If and when I am able to build any sort of business of my own, even if it's a small business, because at the end, I look at whatever I do to be very nuanced and very specific to me. So I don't know if I will be happy with a job that ticks off all the boxes for me. So even if I do a few jobs here and there, I will still want to create something on the side with the hope that I can make it big someday and gain whatever experience I wanted to from the job and fix my finances. And the main goal is to be able to fund my own business or the dreams that I have. So that is like mota mota what I have on my head right now. And when I do think about building a team, I can imagine only females in it. And the reason for that is I am 23 right now, and my parents have given me a 3-year deadline that you can do whatever you want, and then we are going to start looking for your marriage prospects. And this was even when I was 21, I guess, 21 or 22, I don't remember. My parents sat me down for this all career talk and said to me that we won't disturb you till a certain age, but let us know when you would feel ready, and then we are going to start looking. And it wasn't like I would say 30 and they would be okay with it. It was obviously going to be somewhere between 26 to 27. So, yeah, anyway, so being a woman, you have somewhat of that pressure always, no matter how educated of a family you belong to, how supportive your parents are. I don't blame it on them either because they have their own reasons. They have been brought up in that sort of an environment and they want the best for us, but maybe that's not what we are looking for in our lives. But if you don't figure out your finances and the person you want to live with, at the age of 25, 26, you are living with the pressure of getting something done so you can escape this whole route altogether, or your parents are gonna marry you off with someone. So, yeah, whenever I get the opportunity to give a job to someone, my first preference will always be a woman who is capable, and that has got nothing to do because she's a woman, but because I know what it feels like to constantly have a role attached to you. And I genuinely feel that women have to tolerate a lot of things. Like you don't just go and marry someone and live at their place, but you also have to adjust in many ways. And of course, men have to do it as well. I don't wish to disregard that, but because the topic right now is specifically about women, I am going to speak about it. I have my thoughts on the struggles men go through as well, and I will take it up in another video. But yeah, for now, let me take that space. Let me have all the thoughts that us women go through on the forefront. So, yeah, you're always like, okay, I need to become something before 25 and enough for me to be able to leave my house, or else things are going to get out of my hand. And that is the only thing you are constantly thinking about because, firstly, you have no idea who you would get married to. And secondly, you will be completely dependent on them because you haven't figured out your finances. Secondly, you don't know what kind of family that is going to be, and you have to live the rest of your life with them, especially when you are just starting out and you your career hasn't even taken off. So that becomes a lot to deal with. And even when I go to play like my relative's place or something like that, there is always this layer of expectation that everything that is related to house and your chores needs to be done by the woman. I don't see many men washing their own dishes. I don't see men taking up roles of women, asking them to take a back seat and be like, let me take care of you. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, I don't see men reversing that role a lot. Like, I know things are changing, and especially people who live alone or have changed cities for job or are in the initial stages of their relationship would do that. But I'm just talking it as a whole. From what I have seen and experienced, I have to, and I know it's more like a parent generation, but those things do get passed on as you have been brought up in that environment as well. So you need to want, like, if I am a guy, I need to constantly remind myself that this is not how I would want to treat my wife or how I would want to do things differently. So unless you don't have that level of awareness, I don't think there will be a drastic change in the behaviors. So at least if I have my money sorted and if I am contributing equally, I have the right to say against things that don't work for me and that aren't just automatically expected out of me, because I bring in as much responsibility and finances as much as you do. So why aren't the roles 50-50 over here? And even if it's like 80-60, yeah, whatever the split is, I'm sorry, my math is wrong. But yeah, whatever that looks like, 80-20, yeah, and you are good at something and I'm better at this, so we're going to do this. Whatever it is, it needs to come from a place of equality from both the parties. It can't just be like, because I see my mom working day in and day out. She already goes to her office and then she comes home and does all the ghar ka kaam. And I do help her in some places. My dad also helps her in whatever capacity he can. But it's not like she had the flexibility to choose, while we have the flexibility to be able to do that. So that's what I want for women, for them to have the right to choose, just the way men have the right to choose where their time, attention, energy goes. And both of them can do things out of love, not because it's just their duty and that is happening since years and is expected out of you. And I don't think that men should be pressurized about money as well. It's not, it is incredibly taxing to think of providing to a family of three, four, five, whatever amount of people and taking all of it on your shoulders. And I totally agree to that. It shouldn't be that way. Women need to contribute to it as much as men do as well. So there's no excuse to that. I just have this innate fear that if I don't figure it out, I will be handed to someone, and I don't want that with my life. I will obviously fight for it, but why was the fight needed in the first place? So, yeah, I feel every woman should feel like they can choose what the trajectory of their life looks like instead of it being decided by someone, be it your parents, be it your husband or your in laws. I don't subscribe to that idea. And that is the reason why I would want to give more and more opportunities to women. So at least they have the peace of mind ki I have the freedom to live life on my terms. And now I can actually speak up about my needs, my thoughts, my requirements. So yeah, that is something very personal to me. And again, I just want to say, guys, go through a lot of things. I am aware of that. I just feel that women have this timeline in their head that they need to fix, and the only way for them to get out of it is fix their finances as early as possible. Even if their career doesn't allow them to do so, they have to find more ways to do that, or they will be given away and live a life that who knows brings them the kind of happiness and security they were looking for in the first place. So, yeah, that idea is very terrifying to me. And I know every single 20 something woman is going through that. So, I just want to take that pressure away from their heads and be able to provide them with any finances if I can, so that they don't need to worry if I don't have money in my bank right now. My parents are gonna marry me off with someone. And yeah, I wish that it changes. I know that things are changing bit by bit, and we've all got our own problems to deal with. But I just wanted to come out and talk about it because it's something that triggers me personally, and I don't wish to see more of it in the world. So, whatever little I can do on my part to literally save a woman, I will do that. And I have a very personal reason to do that. So, yeah, anyway, just a little side note that would love to hire women and be a part of that committee. And also because the work that I'm doing is more related to emotions and sensitivity and emotional maturity, which I feel women have more of, and yeah, they take up that role perfectly. I just feel they are undervalued and they just need more spotlight than ever. So, yeah, anyway, that's it for today. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.